Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already done so. I keep seeing that nearly the majority of people who watch my videos every day have not subscribed. And don't forget to hit the little bell thingy that's also there. Oh boy. This one's not crazy. All right. If you've been following the channel for years, you know we've had a conversation like this before. We also recently had one in another video. That's why the word recently was there. We got news from Deloitte, one of the big four accounting firms. I don't know why I did that. They actually are big accounting firms. They basically said that wealth and money are moving ever quicker into the hands of already wealthy people. One of the themes of this channel has consistently been to alert you of such things, to let you know and understand and also wrap your head around the fact that we are currently this is a gigantic accumulation phase. For a number of different assets. We see that all of the real estate is being bought up quickly in mass. If you somehow missed those videos over and over, you're a magician. I'm not sure how you did it. Companies around the world are buying up apartments and houses very quickly. They've come to realize that, and for those of you who don't know, talking about this, there's only actually so much land that you can actually build on. The idea being, for those of you who don't know, is that we need trees to breathe. I've seen people arguing before, like, just cut down the forest, and it's like, no, we need that. As the population continues to increase, we need air to actually. So usually zoned areas, especially like already established cities, you can't really build anymore. And that's why we're seeing this like little dystopian thing called air rights. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's happening a lot in New York and other major cities where basically you have like a building, got it, but the question then comes into who owns the air above it. Very dystopian. And a lot of companies are actually like buying air rights and then building like higher buildings, and some are building on top of other buildings or tearing buildings down to say, hey, we can build even higher because space is extremely limited. The point to be made is, dragging it on back, is that we're seeing assets being bought up at a very rapid pace. And I've said this before, and people have rolled their eyes at me. But I mean, my favorite saying in the entire world is that not everyone will make it to the end of the race. Everyone's running, and at some point you look over and go, bread, and then you stop running, and then you miss out. Like, okay, the race is over. Everyone got their trophy already. There's so many people who get distracted by a number of things, and I'll even drag this nearly exclusively to Bitcoin. This is, as I stated before, this is the first new asset class that we've had in about a century or two. Asset classes don't always pop up all the time. And it's also only recently that real estate was kind of thought of as like a hyper asset class as well. But it's not every century that something new gets created. The amount of Bitcoin that's being purchased by wealthy people should terrify the living daylights out of your soul. For those of you who missed the other videos, 91. Now, okay, you all know numbers, right? Good. So imagine you have 100%. You got it? The whole circle. 91.91% of all Bitcoin is being held by whales. You understand what that means? No, you don't. I promise you don't. 91% is held by wallet addresses that already have over 1,000 Bitcoin. If you have over 1,000 Bitcoin, these extremely wealthy people who already are not selling their coins and they're only buying more, we know this because of all the videos and stuff that we've been going over every single day. They're only buying more. If you have over 1,000 Bitcoin, 91% is held by them. Why does the number 1,000 keep coming up? Because if there's another wallet address that has 998 Bitcoin, they're not in that number. They're in a completely different class from 100 to 999 Bitcoin. That's also guesstimated to be around 2 to 3+% of the amount of whole Bitcoin that's also out there as well. So from what we can ascertain from these numbers is that roughly around 95% of all Bitcoin is already held by people who are incredibly wealthy. What does that mean for everyone else out there who doesn't have any Bitcoin? Remember the numbers that we heard years ago. For those of you who weren't here, the price prediction expectations for Bitcoin in the next 5 years are expected to be over $1 million. By the time we get to 2035 and 2040, people are expecting, you'll see, people are expecting a $4 to $10 million Bitcoin. By the 2050s, people are expecting a $40 to $50 million Bitcoin. And the way down the line, people are expecting a $100 million Bitcoin. We're not going to go into it, but it basically entails that everything around you is denominated in Bitcoin and or Satoshis. The way that things are looking, we're probably heading in that direction because Bitcoin only continues to get bigger and bigger all the time. Who are the people then who benefit the most from it? The people who already have it. I've gone on this digital crusade for so long trying to get people to really understand this, and maybe this will do it for you. Larry Fink is the CEO of Blackrock. He's been in the news a lot lately if you've been paying attention to the channels. He and other people in Blackrock have been throwing out a number of analysis points and future predictions for the price of Bitcoin, especially for quarter 4. We recently got one a couple days ago where the projections are over still. By the end of this year, a 6-figure Bitcoin, a $150,000 Bitcoin. But this, my friend, this one takes the cake because this is something that I personally believe eventually is going to happen. And that people who are in crypto right now are going to miss out on because you keep forgetting how wealth is actually created. A lot of commas here. In the future, you're going to be upset with yourself because you had the opportunity to buy something that would have made you wealthy and you turned your back away from it because you simply said, well, the market's down. I can't buy right now. I don't know what to do. The market keeps dropping. I'm going to sell my coins. I don't know if anyone sounds like that, but this is what most people typically end up doing. What's been the main theme over the course of this year? Who've been the only people who are selling? It's the hundreds of millions and by extension billions of people who need it. Like how much would you benefit from $1 million Bitcoin? And I mean, like, think logically and actually realistically. How much money? And also the other altcoins and how much money. But so many people in crypto keep leaving the market. Like I said, maybe you'll listen this time because people like what this man typically has to say. Larry Fink, the CEO of Blackrock, said during a recent company earnings meeting that he's expecting Bitcoin's price to skyrocket. He compared Bitcoin to the early days of real estate. He compared it to the U.S. housing market. Currently, at the time of me making this video, Bitcoin is valued in its completion at around 1.3 trillion US dollars. That's a lot of monies. It's a huge, Bitcoin's worth more than a lot of countries right now. currently at $1.3 trillion. He says that Bitcoin's value is probably going to go as high as the U.S. housing market. Do any of you know how much the U.S. housing market is projected? The word projected is there. Projected to be worth? It's 50 trillion U.S. dollars. Let's do some simple math. 170, 10, 705. He's predicting a $3.5 to a $4 million Bitcoin. Everyone got that? Making sure that everyone actually understood that. Between and even before Larry Fink, how many times have we heard analysts, and I mean from all walks of life, and this is what always gets me. If it was just the same analyst over and over, I go, oh wow, this guy's a little crazy. Remember how like Daily News, we keep going over it that there are like dozens, not 1 dozen, not a baker's dozen, but dozens of analysts who are all projecting the same price movements for Bitcoin, even in Q4 of this year. What's the number? $150,000, Bitcoin, and all these are the crazy numbers. They're also all predicting a multi-million-dollar Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's valuation goes higher than the amount of money in the entirety of the U.S., he said this is the U.S. housing market alone, who will benefit the most from that? We are at a crossroads, and I'm sorry that this topic keeps popping up. The crossroads is basically you are either there, and there's no in between. Like there actually isn't a road. There's actually a gate. It's like barbed wire, and like it looks kind of scary. You're either on the side of people who have money, who have assets, who've been accumulating, or you're on the other side where people don't have any money and they're struggling and they're in debt and they're having a hard time and they don't have any assets and they have no money to buy any new assets. This was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't remember. It's been a while. I was telling you I watched a video of this woman explaining how much she made per month. And I don't remember the exact numbers. I think it was like 50, 60,000. It wasn't, it was an okay amount of money. And she was explaining how at the end of the month, she has nothing. Jack diddly squat. And the comment section was like, you're bad with money. You're so and so and so. And she's like, I'm going to explain to you exactly how this works. She was saying what most people don't understand. If you're making 60,000 a month, you have taxes on that money. While your tax rate might not be 50%, it might be 20 or 30%. She said after taxes, after her rent, after her insurance, after her child's insurance, after her child's care, after her food expenses, after her petrol and gas that she has to buy for her car, which is also being leased so that she actually has like something new because her old car kept on breaking down. She was like, for this, she kept on naming things for the light and gas. She had all these different things. She showed exactly how much the money was during at the end of the month. She was like, guess how much I have left over? It was negative. Everything that she had to do ate away completely, especially after taxes. And she was saying, people keep telling me to put money away. She said, there's nothing. I have nothing. When you hear that they're buying up all the homes and rent prices keep rising, do you think rents are going to go down once the landlords go, everyone else but me is having a hard time. We need to lower the rent. Their mortgages are also going up. The HOA fees also go up. That's homeowners association for those of you who aren't from the States. Basically like your land fees of what you have to pay for garbage takeout and water and stuff like that. These also go up all the time. So the landlords are then also, I don't want to use the word forced, but they also raise prices based off of what their HOA fees are. And in many places, they're also very expensive. And a lot of people don't know is that companies are actually buying the land of a lot of these like towns and stuff like that. And they're forcing the landowners to also pay an additional tax to the actual company. There's a lot of stuff going on. Without having to drag this on for so long. Remember I was telling the story before of the guy who owns LVMH. He had a situation where in the 90s, he figured out that he could buy up companies by slowly buying them over the course of a decade on the stock market. And it got to the point where the liquidity for some of these stocks was so low that they were almost taken off of stock exchanges. And he had to come forward and say, yeah, sorry, we've been buying all of it up. Rich people and rich families are buying up all the stocks. They're buying up all the land. They're buying up all the housing. They're buying up all the Bitcoin. 95% is held already by the wealthiest people on the planet. That's why every time we get news about Michael Saylor or MicroStrategy, I'm like, ring, ding, 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 ding. Like, is everyone paying attention? What happens if Bitcoin takes over? What happens to the people who don't have any Bitcoin? It's something to think about. Larry Fink is projecting a market cap of 50 trillion US dollars for Bitcoin. So, for some of you, golf clap for paying attention. To the others, I would suggest that you have some inner reflection and or you have an open monologue with your portfolio to see if maybe it's time for you to also jump on the bandwagon before everyone else becomes rich. That's not even slightly a joke because of the way that things are moving right now. So, yeah. I do hope you all enjoyed. I hope you consistently get something from these videos. I am very happy for those who've paid attention over multiple years watching this channel and the other channel, because stuff is changing rapidly and people, you forget that you're the only person that you have like to blame. Like, things are in your hands. You have to make sure that you're investing, that you're putting the money away, that you're not selling your assets, because they will go up in value in the future. And I want all of you to be able to benefit from it. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day. Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.